Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Mid-South Wrestling Review Series, Power Pro Wrestling Edition for July 21st, 1986. This is the last show that's available on the network. Any gaps that I fill in will be done through other sources in the next few days. But anyway, One Man Gang returns. Bart Wayne Sawyer is here, also here is Skandor Akbar. Of course, Gang has been a major force in both World Class, where we have a 300 plus episode series, and here in Mid South over the last several years. So worth checking out if you want to see that evolution. But Gang returns with a national expansion. He's here through, I believe, 87. And Bart Wayne Sawyer, I believe, brother or cousin of Buzz Sawyer, and needless to say, Bart Wayne Sawyer, really talented guy, kind of rolling through, doing a lot of more athletic stuff. Gang is decked out in his tattooed black and red boots kind of deal, tattoos on the side of the head. Gang looking more like the one-man gang we see in the WWF, and then transition to Akeem and all the wonder that comes with that. Anyway, big fresh slam by Akeem, sending Sawyer down to the mat and almost challenging him to get up, begging him to get up. Gang wanting some competition and getting it, although not in the way that he necessarily wanted it at the time. Gang managing to choke the man out over the top rope, doesn't get everything he wants on that, gets enough though. And needless to say, Gang is hits a good run there, and you know hits a toss to the outside, and um, and then really basic stuff there. Hard Hard shots and a big splash by the Gang. Gang manages to get a victory as one would expect. Buzz Sawyer versus Terry Taylor up next, and I think this is from Houston. They actually do back-to-back rematches here, so they go at it for the next several minutes. Of course, Taylor had been a North American champion. Taylor had been a TV champion. I believe he's the North American champion even now here in 1986. Big deal there. Terry Taylor, of course, the Red Rooster. That's how he's most commonly known. I think he's still a trainer down at the Performance Center in Orlando for WWE these days, having been around just about as long as most people can. Buzz Sawyer wants to shake hands with Taylor. Taylor wants none of that. Sawyer, with fuzzy boots in tow, goes to his knees and tricks Taylor. Manages to kick the man, keep him down. Dimly lit. I don't like dimly lit arenas. Although I'll be honest, when I run an independent someday, hopefully within the next 5 to 10 years or so, I assume that I will have dimly lit arenas that I don't really complain about because the lighting rigs are super expensive. So anyway, Taylor manages to move out of the way, and Sawyer goes right into the steel post, arm and shoulder first. Taylor manages to cinch up on Taylor's. I'm sorry. Taylor manages to cinch up on Sawyer's arm, and they go back and forth for a bit there. Stays cinched up on him quite a bit for quite a while, and ultimately, um, cross body by Taylor. Taylor manages to get a 2 count out of that. Doesn't get all he wants. Gets enough, but it's not anything worth terribly writing home about. Taylor finds that Sawyer's trying to come back to his feet. They go to commercial, which is yet another thing I hate wrestling doing. Going to commercial in the middle of matches. It's ridiculous. It's goofy, and it's unnecessary. Anyway, Taylor off the ropes and misses a crossbody. Jumps 3/4 of the way across the ring. Good way to get mat burn, I would imagine. Anyway, Sawyer sends the man to the outside of the ring. as we are about halfway through the program and a couple more matches to go. Anyway, Taylor finds himself working over the leg of his opponent and sends Taylor. Taylor goes out, and we see a big suplex and a bear hug by by Sawyer. Sawyer works the bear hug for quite a few minutes here, turns that into a back suplex, and both guys going pretty assertively, aggressively there, and ultimately kind of going, in that direction there. Uh, Hip toss takeover by Taylor. Taylor is exhausted and not in a good way there. Um, the nature of everything. Taylor's pretty exhausted. Taylor's pretty spent. His arms getting dropped on a regular basis there, and a hard shot by Terry Taylor right under the chin. Gets what he can, and ultimately a big power slam by Buzz Sawyer. Sawyer goes to the top rope, which is technically illegal. Misses the swan dive headbutt though, so doesn't get illegal there. Taylor manages to get a scoop pin quickly, and Sawyer begs him to come back, says he wants more of Terry Taylor here, and they continue to go. And Taylor agrees as the North American champion, and they continue to fight, continue to brawl through. Taylor manages to catch Buzz Sawyer right under the chin, hits a Thez press, and beats him again in a matter of seconds. So then we move to Jack Victory, who's returning to the area. We've seen him in World Class. We've seen him in the UWF now, and Coco Ware. This is from New Orleans, and from June 14th, 1986 at the Superdome. Coco Ware takes him out, and again, back body drop up into the lights. There is some delay from Victory, who is not happy with landing on his nose, landing on the good old proboscis, and not a good thing if you're there. Anyway, needless to say, hard kicks by Jack Victory. Victory manages to catch him in a couple of shots, actually several shots. Coco Ware manages to get him right under the chin, and again misses the clothesline in the corner and doesn't get all he wants on that. Gets enough, but not everything he wants, and needless to say, snaps him back, and ultimately, again, a big body slam by um, Jack Victory. Victory goes to the second rope on the inside, drops the elbow, does not get the victory off that drop, though, which somebody could have thought that he would get a victory there, including Jack Victory himself. And then we kind of go to kind of a more brawling style from Victory there. Run-ins and unfinishes. Then we go to Dr. Death and Ted DiBiase versus the Blade Runners as our main event deal. They've got 10 minutes. Blade Runners, of course, later to become Sting and the Warrior, and that's why I'm referring to them as that here. Eddie Gilbert is their manager, or second, depending on your perception at the time. Sting, who is obviously the blonde, face painted even at this point, looking to be in reasonable shape, but also wearing the half shirt and the pants and the goofy looking boots. DiBiase trying to get something out of Sting, guiding him through the match. You can see him telling Sting when to, use power, show poses and the like. Obviously, both the Sting and the Warrior muscle guys. This is from the Sam Houston Coliseum. May 9th, 1986 is the date. Of course, Sam Houston Coliseum, run by Paul Bosch, and would be a time that Bruce Pritchard might be excited about all of that. Anyway, misses the clothesline. DiBiase right under the chin and gets what he can on it. Doesn't get all he wants, but gets enough. Needless to say, uh, that kind of goes into a hard shot there. And Gilbert not happy with things. Gilbert is struggling on the outside for his men not to fall too far behind. Sting slows the man down, doesn't get all he wants on it, side headlocks, and again, DiBiase having to slow Sting down. Warrior hasn't even come in the ring yet, as best I can tell. Warrior not coming in is more probably neither guy, DiBiase or Williams, wants to deal with him. And then right as I said that, Warrior did come in, takes one drop kick, and again, there we go. The cutoff where Sting takes Williams up and manages to body slam him. Odd to see Sting and Steve Williams. I don't know that they ever had a major feud anywhere, but that has continued, and they've only got about 3 minutes left in the match anyway. Sting taking the majority of the match, I think, speaks to his aptitude more than anything else would. He cranks on a reverse chin lock. Eddie Gilbert did mentor Sting at the time, and Eddie was a mental master of the sport at the time. Needless to say, Williams comes in, goes after Sting. Sting moves out of the way and misses the corner shot. Williams is in the hands of the Ultimate Warrior now. Big body slam by the Warrior. That doesn't bode very well. DiBiase tags in, and Sting tags in. Sting fires up, gets a couple of shots. All four guys come into the ring for the last 2 minutes or so of the match. DiBiase hits the diagonal punch. Sting winds himself up, shifting the weight, and DiBiase hooks the legs. 1, 2, 3 gets a victory there. That will conclude what's available on the network. I'm going to try and go back and fill in gaps. But this has been the Mid-South Run. Been a good time. We've got over 1,000 audios. Please check out as many as you can. Like, subscribe, comment below, and all that good stuff. Until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment.